I walk through the shadow of death left to fear. This is a journey through the halls of hell.
Yes people, what is good? I am BA and today I want to talk about the movie The Thing. It's another absolute classic by John Carpenter, and this is probably my favourite John Carpenter premise. Not necessarily my favourite John Carpenter movie, but definitely my favourite John Carpenter premise for a movie. Although we can't give him all the credit because it is of course based on an earlier film, so it's a remake from the classic atomic era sci-fi genre, and it was a great era for that. We had the Fly remake and then obviously this, so there was a lot of classics from the black and white era which were just being remade with these new creature effects and modern technologies. And the premise of The Thing is so simple but so genius. It follows a research team out in the Antarctic, and basically one of them has been infected by an alien parasite and you never know where the parasite is at any time. It's like a modern remake of Cluedo and it's genius. It stars Kurt Russell in one of his best roles, and there's a great supporting cast in this film as well, but the absolute megastar of this movie is without a doubt the special effects they use when showing The Thing. The first time we actually get to see it is when it's infected a dog, and straight away it manages to sprout spider legs and a set of jaws, and you realise that not only can it infect the creature, it can then turn whatever it is currently inside of into a monster to kill other things around it. So you get both sides of the genius in this film. You get amazing monster and creature effects when it actually attacks, but also it's able to keep the disguise. So if it's currently inside a human, that human is now actively lying and playing along, so you can never tell, because the parasite inside of the host is now using the host's brain to try and keep itself alive. I feel like I've got to talk about this scene, but it is one of the most famous scenes in cinema. But there is a moment where one of the characters looks like they're dying and they're about to start giving him electric chest compressions, and just as they come down with the device, his whole chest opens up and eats the guy's hands off. I mean, surely that has got to be one of the best little twist scenes in any horror ever. I don't think there's a single horror fan out there that wouldn't rank that scene from The Thing real high up in their favourite moments in a horror movie type thing. And I also like the setting, because the main criticism with a lot of horror films is like, why don't they just get the hell out of there? And obviously when you're in an Antarctic research facility, it kind of limits your ability to just wander off in any direction without freezing to death or being sexually assaulted by a polar bear. So setting wise alone, it's just absolutely bleak, because you know, you've got freezing to death and polar bears out in the darkness, and if you stay in your little research facility, you've got an alien parasite. Nowhere is safe in this movie. And I want to talk about the ending as well, because there's a lot of theories on the final scene where it's just Kurt Russell and one other guy left. And if you're not aware of this is quite interesting. There's a theory that Kurt Russell was holding a Molotov cocktail at the end. So when he passed it to his friend to take a drink, he knew that his friend was The Thing because he'd drunk a piece of Molotov cocktail and acted like it was a beer. There's also another theory that characters' eyes reflect light if they're The Thing, so there's a few things you can look out for upon rewatches of this movie as well. But even if none of those theories are true, this is an absolute stone cold classic. If you haven't seen it, you need to go and see it right now. And yeah, whenever I think of high level horror, thriller, creature effects, unique settings, The Thing is one of the first things that comes to mind, and they just don't make movies like this anymore. I swear I'm regressing as a movie fan, guys, by the way, because I found myself over the last few months, I mean, yes, I'm still watching certain new releases, but I'm just gravitating back toward that time when things weren't shot digitally, there was a lot of real live effects in front of camera. I just miss the era so much, and I understand time moves on. Digital photography is far cheaper, digital effects are far quicker and safer. I understand this is just the way the world has moved, and I'm not trying to be that old dude stuck in the past. I'm just trying to be a self-aware dude in the present that prefers the past, at least when it comes to cinema. And when you rewatch movies like The Thing, you do truly realise it will probably never get this good again. You know, that was the high point of props, effects, sets, etc. So if you are a fan of that shit, you have to do the exact same thing as me and just enjoy what you have already seen. So yeah, if you have or haven't seen The Thing, put it on tonight. You know you're going to enjoy yourself. And until next time, if you've liked this review, click like, subscribe, comment down below, come over to the Patreon, sign sign up and help support me personally. I've been BA. Peace.